how can I find a tiny place to rent so I can move there? I would suggest that you reverse the order, and instead of finding a tiny apartment, obviously from overseas, before you move here, I would suggest that you move here first, do a reconnaissance trip, move here first, rent a budget hotel for a few days, and then scout out and look for apartment. I would not advise you to get into any sort of commitment, any sort of contractual agreement, any lease, rental agreement without coming to see the island first. That would not be advisable. You have to see how things are laid out. You have to really get a good look at the quality and the condition of the place that you're going to live. And a lot of things may look a certain way online. Distances may look a little different. So for example, if you look at one end of the island and you say to yourself, well, it's only a 13-mile long island, so this place is close to this place. So once you get here, an amazing thing happens, and your sense of distance starts to shrink, and you realize that the 20 miles that you would have driven if you lived in the States and you're driving from the Bronx to Brooklyn, now you wouldn't even consider driving the 3 miles from Marpi to Garapan, just because it gets too taxing. So anyway, but don't sign any lease agreements. You can go online and you can look up Saipan buy and sell on Facebook, or you can look up Saipan real estate. I've been told that the pickings are kind of slim there. So a lot of people don't advertise online, and the ones who are going through a real estate company, those are probably a little bit more expensive than you need to pay. So I would suggest coming here first, scouting the island, seeing which part of the island you like, seeing what the neighborhoods are really like on the ground before you make any sort of commitment. And it may, think of it as like I said, a reconnaissance mission. Even though there are people like myself who have come here and with the full decision that I will live here, and then went about looking for an apartment. Now I had the advantage of having someone who I had been introduced to by a mutual friend, and I was able to stay at his place for the few weeks while I looked around for an apartment. So that's what I'm suggesting to you, except that in your case you'll have to get a budget hotel or an Airbnb while you do your looking. But hope that's helpful, and ask any more questions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.
You know, hear what the man say.